Hello everybody and welcome back to Out of Bodies, 31 Days of October. Today I'm going to be doing actually what I said I wasn't going to do. I'm going to actually open up a sort of spirit box session here for that spirit that I saw in my room the other night. I'm getting nothing but good vibes from him, and you know, I've cleansed my space, so I feel like it's safe to do that in this case. Ordinarily I wouldn't do that, but since I do have the kind of extra senses to where I can sense when something's not right and when something's completely safe, I know I'm okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. It's easier to do it here, that way I can actually film it and you guys can witness it. Now I am using a backup cell phone. I use a cell phone to record all my videos, in case you didn't know that. But I've got a backup, an old cell phone that I'm using to use the Ghost app that I have. And I'm recording the screen on this, so you'll be able to see that probably over here. I may put it over there. But so you'll be able to see that in real time as this is going. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to get started here in a second. And if you guys, you know, obviously you know the drill. If you want to watch this, keep on watching. Okay, so like I said earlier, I've already kind of cleansed the space. I know I'm protected. I know that this particular spirit is in here and he really wants to talk. I can sense that. I can hear that with my abilities. If you don't already know, I have clairaudience, claircognizance at times. Clairaudience means that I can hear with the naked ear and well, most of the time with internal hearing, but sometimes with the naked ear, I can hear messages and things from spirits. Claircognizance, I have that as well, which is kind of an all-knowing. I have that sometimes when I tune into it. I'm also an empath, specifically sensitive to the energies of spirits, you know. I can absorb energy and stuff from other people around me, but I'm more sensitive to spirits. I do apologize for the way my voice sounds. I just woke up and my voice is always like this, so I'm sorry ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this app here. And if I hear anything with my abilities, I'll try to just remember to say it out loud so you guys know what I'm hearing. And then you'll be able to see what's coming up on the screen. Alright, so upon opening up the app, as you can see, there's definitely some energy in here. When the bars are kind of going up and up and up, and as they get a little bit more orange and a little bit more red, that's when the energy is really, really high. So this app actually has, I guess it is kind of like a spirit box where it scans like stations and stuff. I don't know if it's really doing that, if that's just a sound effect. But I have had luck with this app in the past. I feel like it is sensitive. I feel like, especially the fact that I'm sensitive naturally, that, you know, whatever I'm using, you know, it can come through. Okay, so the word sacrifice just came through. I'm not sure if that's really anything of significance yet, since I haven't actually started yet. But as you can see, you know, that's kind of how it goes. I think I'm probably just going to turn the sound off, though, because it kind of annoys me. I don't know. I'll leave it on for now. Might as well. Okay, so now as you can see, it's getting very much redder and everything. I can definitely feel a presence. Now I do want to go ahead and get started. If there's anything, I know that you're here. If there's anything that you want to say, I can definitely feel you right over here. This is your opportunity. If there's anything you want to say, I know that there's things you want to say. Now what just happened here on this app is that sometimes a word will come through, but it'll be so, I guess, maybe faint. The app will barely pick it up. So it'll like flash on the screen and then go away, but what I can do is go to my history, and then it shows and says floor. So maybe he's saying like, okay, I have the floor, like I'm gonna speak now. So I'm just gonna kind of be quiet, see if anything comes through at first, and then I'll ask some questions. guess. I'm kind of hearing with my senses that he's not used to this and he's trying, like he's trying to manipulate the device. He's kind of guessing at it, which I am too, actually, because I've only used this once before. But if you can tell us either your name or if you remember how you died. I know when I saw you, looked like you had kind of been through some trauma to the face a little bit, maybe an accident. You were wearing a leather jacket, I'm pretty sure from what I remember. If there's anything about that you remember that you want to talk about, you can do that now. Check. Okay. So maybe you're trying to remember what happened. Do you know where you are now as far as location? So we are in Memphis, Tennessee right now. I don't know if you died in this area or did you kind of find me on accident? Decompose. Right now I'm just trying to listen to see if I hear anything myself. So I'm not quite the person that like reacts right away to what comes up on the app because I trust my own senses a little bit more. But decompose, so does that mean that you're buried here? That your body is buried here? Or decomposing here? Loud. Is this too loud? I think I might turn off the sound on this because it's kind of annoying me too. Okay. Let's just keep it quiet for now. Let's just wait and see here. Do you remember if you were in a war? Because I know the jacket you were wearing kind of looked like the Air Force jacket from World War II, but I'm not sure. Do you remember being in some sort of war? Okay, I'm kind of hearing yes, but live. Okay. So maybe you're saying that when you were live, you were in some sort of war? Do you remember what time period it was? Was it the 1940s? Or was it prior to that? So again, I'll just ask if you remember the time period in which you were living before you died, like the wartime specifically. Was it the 1940s? Was it the early 1900s? Or do you remember the time period at all? So again, I'll just ask if you remember anything about your life, if you were in a wartime situation. I kind of heard that you said you were. Do you remember what time period that was, or which war that was? I mean, you may not know that, but kind of what time period it was. And I have asked him, if he's comfortable with me filming it. I just asked again, kind of with my I should have said it out loud. I'm sorry. I'm used to just doing it internally. I said, if you want me to turn off the camera, I can. That's fine. He said, no, I want to do it this way. So he actually is completely okay with filming, and he wants me to do that. So I think that's pretty rare, but and you can take your time. This isn't a rush thing. I just definitely want to help you, and I want you to be able to get your story heard and hopefully help you move on if that's what you want. And I just heard it is, so. Weight. So have you been carrying a weight for a long time, and so you do want to cross over, or are you asking me to wait? From the feelings that I'm getting, I'm feeling like he's wanting to cross over. But we'll see if any of it comes up on this app. And with this app, I mean, I think it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, it worked really well last time. I think it just depends on, depends on the spirit, honestly, because I feel like sometimes, their energy's stronger. Sometimes they're just really, really intense. Sometimes they're not, and it's, I can imagine how hard it is to influence something like this. I mean, it must take a whole lot of energy. Energy's definitely building back up again. Oh. Mind. Oh, not clear history. I didn't mean to do that. But so the word that came up was mind. So maybe he's trying to focus with his mind. He's trying to speak. The energy's definitely going up. I can definitely feel it. Stigmata, that's interesting. Is that what you meant to say, or is that completely off? I'm hearing not quite what I meant, so I wish I could put you guys in my head, because I mean, I know I can't prove that, you can believe me or not, that I can, hear things, but I'm just putting it out there, Just for you guys that don't know, stigmata is when somebody gets wounds on their hands, specifically their hands, sometimes their side and their feet, that mark the places where Jesus was crucified, and where the nails went and where he was cut into. That's what stigmata is when someone randomly gets those wounds out of no self-infliction. It just happens. So it's kind of a spiritual or paranormal, however you want to think about it. There's been some saints. Padre Pio is one of those saints who actually, when he was alive, he actually had stigmata. So that's what it is. But from what I heard from this particular spirit, that's not what he meant to say. Maybe you were trying to say something about how you died, like injuries that you got. So I noticed you had kind of a injury to the face, maybe due to fire or some sort of chemical. I kind of just heard fire. Yeah, the energy's a little bit lower now. I might need to try this a little bit later at night or something. That might be easier. I don't know. I thought about doing it late last night, but I was like, I don't know. I know it would be a little less safe that way. It'd be more likely that something else might come through. But so I think I just heard the words "I'm afraid," and I don't want you to be afraid. You're safe here. Joshua, is that your name? Do you remember? Was Joshua your name when you were living? I just heard I think so. So I think he's trying to remember his name. Have you been wandering around for quite some time, does it feel like? You've probably been lost for a while trying to figure out where you need to go. Act. Ariana. Was Ariana a family member, possibly? Daughter, mother, wife? So I don't know if any of that recorded. My phone just it just gave me an error. That's kind of normal with these things. There's a lot of energy going on in the room that, that he's trying to influence this device, but it's probably influencing that one. I feel like the one that I'm using to film right now is a little more sensitive because it's a very, very new phone, more advanced, and so it's probably more sensitive. I probably should be filming with this and doing the app with that one, but that one's got the better camera, so that's why I'm doing that, but I may end up switching. I'm going to leave this open here for a few more minutes, and then I'm probably going to close it out for today, or at least for now. I might open it back up later on, especially tonight. I think I'll open it back up and see if that is better. But is there anything else that you would like to say or would like to try to say? If it's easier for you, just try to speak into my mind instead of this, because I know that this is kind of just difficult. I kind of heard I want to something. I'm not sure what he said after that. I want to find, or I think maybe he's trying to figure out or trying to remember what happened to him. And I know last time I did something like this, that was kind of the case. It just took a few sessions to kind of get much to come through because the person couldn't really remember much about their life or who they were. Panel. Were you on some sort of panel, like in the military, or some sort of committee or something? Because I know that you did appear to me the other night, and that takes a lot of energy to do that. Do you find that you have more energy at that time? Rather than the morning like this? Rest. Is this like the time of day that you rest? Or do you need to rest now? That's probably the case. I'm kind of feeling like he's trying, but he's just not ready. I kind of heard that not ready. So I think that's fine if you want to rest. And I'll go about my day, and we will try this again later. Before I close it out, is there anything else you want to try to say? From what I heard, it takes a lot of energy for a spirit to appear to anyone, and to influence a device. Received. Okay, because I said earlier that, you know, I can close this out and try again later if you have anything else to say. And he said, well, it came through received. And I felt like, as far as what I'm hearing, that he's like, yes, that's fine. Let's just do it later. So I think maybe he's, you know, saying that I'm cool, you know, lack of a better word, I'm cool with that. I received your message. Like, yes, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out for now. And this keeps popping up ads. I'm going to fix that for later. But let me know what you guys think of all of this. As you can see, this app is sometimes hit or miss. Luckily, I do have abilities, so I don't have to go solely on that. I go mostly on my abilities, and then I kind of use this as like a backup, I guess, or like a second step thing, just kind of for validation, and just for another area of communication for a spirit to come through. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, and we're gonna try again later. Appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.